The Wharncliffe blade shape is the best everyday carry or EDC blade shape on a pocket knife. Now you can substitute in a sheep's foot, but I think Wharncliffe is the best, and I think this one is the best of 2023. My name is Brad, and welcome back to Screamingpirate EDC. Today we're going to take a look at the Raikou. Now the Raikou is going to be the upcoming pre-order from Null Knives. We're going to get into where the name came from. You're going to see all the specs, size comparisons, and you're even going to see some of my thoughts and some in and out of pocket. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So if you've not been here before, this is going to be a Plunder or Plank. That's where I plunder a knife, keep it in the collection, or does it walk the plank? Now in this instance, will I be pre-ordering a Raikou or not? So as per usual, I'm going to have stats on the screen, go ahead and show you guys the knife and go ahead and talk about some of the stats. Now, I am very surprised about the knife. This is a very similar handle to the Raiden. It's also from Null Knives, but you're looking at a 3.45 inch wharnie blade here, guys, for your actual like full blade length. But the weight with this carbon fiber is 3.1 ounces. That's insane. Under an ounce an inch. Yeah, it feels super light in hand. Really do like that. There are a couple changes that I'll go into later that he's going to make. This is the prototype. But before I get into any more of that, let's talk about where Raikou comes from. So I actually have this piece of paper from Null Knives, and I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys. Rai in Japanese means lightning. It is actually a precursor for many pop culture references, including Raiden. So you just don't pronounce the I because we don't in English, which is, the god of thunder. Well, Raikou is also spelled with the R, is also spelled Raiju, which is the companion of Raiden. So very cool. Fox cloaked in lightning is what it looks like in Japan, and they really wanted this one to be kind of sleek and a little bit mean looking, and I think they nailed it. So we're looking at S90V here on the steel. Really nice, and I really like that they're bringing it in just around 60 to 61 HRC on your hardness. Now, this one in particular has very nice accented hardware. This is going to be one of the options. There are going to be a bunch. So now that I've touched on that, I'm going to go ahead and touch on all the different options, and I'll have some images up for you guys so you know what they generally look like. So this one is the black camo CF. Okay, and then you have a black PVD on the back, hand-rub blade, and then the clip and the spacer are zirconium, and then the pivoted hardware are black PVD. The pre-order price is going to be $390. Now there's also going to be a black and gold one, which is a black PVD handle, so titanium, a belt satin blade, a gold pivot, gold hardware, and then bronze/gold clip and spacer. Those are going to be $325 because you don't have the zirconium, which is adding the price here. There's also going to be an anodized blue with a bead blasted clip and spacer with a belt satin blade at $325. And then there will be one called static wash, which will be static washed, so a blasted/tumbled handle, so like a standard tie that you're used to, with a dark stonewash with satin flats on the blade, stonewash clip, and then satin hardware, and that one will be $310. Now, he will also have a few other pre-order exclusives. He always does some cool ones. There are some other ones that were announced over on his Instagram, and I'll go ahead and throw those up for you guys as well. So, those are all the pre-orders. When is the pre-order? It is the 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, I believe they actually changed that date. So let me go ahead and pull that up, guys. All right, guys. So I just went ahead and looked. Sorry for that quick cut. It is going to be the 21st on nullknives.com at 8 p.m. So once again, on the screen for you guys. Now, as far as some of the other variations, he's going to have some blue CF with some PVD blades that I saw on his Instagram. I've seen some Damasteel, all sorts of crazy stuff. But the 4 base models that will be available on the pre-order that you don't have to say have the limited ones, all of those are on his website right now. So all that is out of the way. Let's do some size comparisons before we talk about anything else, because this is a pre-order and I want to give you the most information before you pre-order. So what do we have first? Let me go ahead and just start with the knives that are closest to me, no particular order. So this is the Vero Impulse, or the Slim Pulse since it is a slimmer version, but kind of that geometric handle, wanted you to see it next to one another. After that, I think one of the most popular, I would say, wharnies out there. The next two are going to be probably the most popular wharnies in the knife world. This is the Arcane Design Crawler. Always like these cool futuristic designs, guys. Very cool. And then arguably the most popular production custom knife, so production knife based on a custom. This is the Brian Brown Jaeger. I got to admit, I like the Raikou a little bit more than a Jaeger. I really do, guys. I have more handle space, and it just feels a little bit better in hand. After that is going to be the knife that just started shipping from Null Knives, and one that I praised last year and really liked. This is the Voodoo. There you go. Very nice next to one another. After that is a knife that was one of my knives of the year last year. You could pre-order it around this time last year. This is going to be the Strix. Now, the Strix is from Sparrow Knife Co. This is his production version. Really nice. And then finally, if you don't have any of those knives, that's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and throw this up against the Spyderco Para 3. All right, so all of that is out of the way. Now, before I get into ergonomics, etc., and my thoughts about the knife, I wanted to give you guys some of the changes that are going to be made to this prototype so that you know exactly what you're getting, so you have a better idea. So first up, I have this whole piece of paper, guys, on everything that they're doing. So let's see here, reducing the bevel. So it's going to be ground thinner for a finer edge. The thumb stud is going to be shifted to align with the center of the cutout here. The clip is going to be rotated just a little bit counterclockwise towards the relief. And then they're going to lower the clip height here just a little bit. Also, the harpoon out here is going to be thinned out by 0.6 millimeters for a little bit thinner. And then the logo on the lock bar relief is going to be reduced a little bit, so it looks a little bit more similar to the Raiden's. Now, that's a lot of changes, but nothing that changes my personal opinion and the functionality of the knife, which is good. Now, having that thinner edge is going to be nice, but I've had no problems with the knife whatsoever while I've had it. Now, as far as my opinions on the knife, first up, ergonomics. I wear a large glove. And if I put my thumb right out here, guys, these ergonomics are superb. This is the position I like to have my hand in. I don't like to be cramped back here. I really like being able to stretch out. This just does it for me. Deployment and ease of opening, guys. Well, there's your reverse flick, your thumb studs with your right hand, and then left-handed, even though I'm not a lefty. This is for all of you lefties out there. I can reverse flick this knife. That's insane. So really good, really like that. All the chamfering are exactly what I expect from Null Knives. Really, really nice. You do have some jimping up here on the spine, and then there is some extra texture on the lock bar relief in here. And speaking of the lock bar relief, if there's one thing they're not going to change that I would change, it would be access to the lock bar. It is a little bit tight just for me and my hands. Is it a deal breaker? No, but it's just something that you guys need to know about from me to you. After that, I really do like it, guys. And I think that, what else do I have? Torx bits, guys. Let's go ahead. There is a link to my Amazon affiliate below to these exact bits. These are the ones that I use on everything. So I believe the pivot is a T8. Let me double check for you. Yes, it is a T8 on everything. Body and pivot, I like to see that. Now, you are looking at a flat grind here and not a hollow, but that's okay because of how thin it gets out at the tip here. That's perfectly fine for me. Now, in and out of pocket, it does tug a little bit, but I think with the movement of the clip and also that, height being changed just a little bit, I think that's going to change in and out of pocket. So if that's something that concerns you, please feel free, to say what you are concerned about down below, but I think it's going to be perfectly fine. So overall, I really like it. I really like it. And I think that the reason I'm enjoying it so much is I don't see many true warnies anymore. Everything, and this is not me hating on this knife because I love this knife, is kind of like a modified sheep's foot now. And I see very few true warnies anymore, and with multiple openings, which is something I'm always a proponent of because you may not like studs, but you don't have to use those. And also being so lightweight with the carbon fiber, even without, it is only 3.6 ounces, which is great. Also, it has that nice sound to it. Let me put it up the microphone. It sounds incredible. Yeah, nice. It echoes really well in the carbon fiber, and acoustics are a part of a knife. So really, really like that. Guys, I'm already giving away. This is going to be a plunder for me. I just love the Raikou. I think that this might be the best one yet, and that's saying a lot because I love the Voodoo and I love the hologrind on the Voodoo, but this is just a perfect EDC size for me. And I feel like he's really hitting his stride with these, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with Null Knives moving forward. Well, if this was informative to you, if you're going to pick up a Raikou, let me know down below in the comments, and go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.